Discretion advised.
Coming up next on Eyewitness News, there's new fallout over school funding in New York City. We'll explain. Plus, police officers in New Jersey unite to make demands. We're live with the story next.
When winter rears its ugly head, there are some things you just can't live without. Jeep Cherokee being one of them. Now get all this at no extra charge.
7's got it live.
Winning numbers for Take 5 next on Eyewitness News.
This is the news leader, WABC7 Eyewitness News.
Plenty of angry reaction tonight after Governor Pataki announces he'll appeal a controversial ruling on school funding. Good evening, everyone. I'm Diana Williams.
And I'm Bill Ritter. Governor Pataki now vowing to fight a court ruling that just last week was hailed as a way to save New York City's public school system. Lucy Yang has the story.
The polite applause for George Pataki's budget proposal today quickly turned hostile when it became clear that his idea of education reform is not what the judge had in mind. The governor apparently sees the most recent court order as a power struggle, and he does not intend to surrender without a legal challenge.
I would urge the legislature to be supportive. I don't think there's any legislator who would prefer to abdicate his or her responsibility of running the state. I certainly don't intend to.
Last week, a state Supreme Court judge ruled that New York City schools do not get their fair share of the pie, and that Albany better come up with a better recipe or the judge will dish out the state aid himself. During the budget address, the governor never mentioned his intention to fight the judge, leaving that for later. Instead, he gave peace offerings.
Under Flex Aid, no district will lose funds, and every district receives an increase.
Except it did not take critics long to see the losers in the win-win proposal.
I think what the reform word is used to mask cuts that are contained in this education budget.
No matter how much you try to escape it, the state of New York historically gives New York City less as a per capita amount than the rest of the state.
It's sad that it's politics as usual, where the children get the bad end of the stick.
And the long end. The judge originally wanted to see reforms in place by September, but by dragging this issue through the courts, it could now take years before city school children start seeing any improvements in state financial aid. Lucy Yang, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
New York City police tonight are questioning the husband of a Brooklyn mother who was found murdered in her home. Police say 29-year-old Juliet Alexander, a mother of two and an immigration and naturalization worker, was found shot several times this morning in her first-floor apartment. Another man was found wounded. He told police he was hired to kill Alexander, but has not said who hired him. Alexander is estranged from her husband, who is an NYPD sergeant. And police in Prospect Park in Brooklyn tonight are looking for the so-called ninja attacker. The latest attack happened yesterday when a man was stabbed in an area of the park that is frequented by gay men. There were several similar attacks last year. Police released a sketch of the suspect who always wears a ninja outfit during the crimes.
Port Authority officials who are trying to raise tolls for crossing the Hudson River tonight got an earful from angry commuters. Jim Dolan live in Jersey City with the story. Jim?
Yeah, Bill, most of the attention has focused on the Port Authority's plan called congestion pricing that has tolls at the bridge and tunnels higher during rush hour than the rest of the day. But that same plan also calls for something else. It calls for a doubling of fares on PATH trains up to $2 per trip. And many at that Jersey City hearing tonight said that's just too much to absorb at one time. And on that subject, they were singing the blues.
How many bucks can a work in stiff pay just to get to their desk? A $2 ride is way too high. It's more than our salary nets.
All right, it's more than our salary nets may not exactly make Bob Dylan take notice, but it wasn't aimed at him either. It was aimed at the Port Authority Board, now considering raising rates at the tunnels and bridges and on the New Jersey PATH trains, which Board members, by the way, already ride for free.
So how dare you tell me I should pay more while you get it free?
Tonight's hearing in Jersey City was the day's second public hearing on the proposed rate hike. While a few people in favor of the boost demonstrated outside the tunnels, most of those at the morning hearing in Lower Manhattan were opposed to the bridge and tunnel rate hikes. In Jersey City, most were talking, and singing about the doubling of PATH train fares.
I think these people have made environmental choices and economic choices depending on that PATH system. And I feel it's unfair to impose these extra burdens upon them.
We ought to be seeking out every opportunity to encourage mass transit, reduce dependency on the automobile, reduce air pollution, road rage, and all the gridlock that we experience, literally all of us, on a daily basis. And PATH is the key, I believe, to that.
Many tonight said they'd support a modest fare hike, but $2 was just too much to pay for the train.
The answer, my friend, is $1.25. Anything else is just jive. Thank you.
Well, the Port Authority says they've made no final decisions about the rate hikes, and if you want to get your word in on the subject, the next public hearing is tomorrow at 5 on the College of Staten Island. Reporting live from the Holland Tunnel, Jim Dolan, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Jim, thank you. Tonight, New York's fire commissioner defending his department's use of heavy protective clothing, so-called bunker gear. This despite several recent fatal heart attacks suffered by firefighters in the line of duty. Donald Franklin, killed fighting a fire in the Bronx Saturday, was the third firefighter in as many months to die of a heart attack. He was wearing the heavy protective equipment the department introduced in 1995. The fire commissioner now says heavier gear reduces burns to firefighters.
Tonight, some police officers in New Jersey claim that their lives are in danger. They say it is because there are too few officers on the job and not enough training to prepare them. Rob Hanrahan is live in Orange with late details for us. Rob?
Well, that's right, Diana. This comes in the wake of last Friday's shooting in which 2 officers were critically wounded. Tonight, officers from Orange and several surrounding communities crowded into the City Hall meeting here tonight to express their concerns of not having enough officers on the streets. The Police Benevolent Association leader then essentially forced his way onto the agenda and told a story of cops in imminent danger.
We're here today to tell you we need help.
PBA leader James Rainforth stunned the people at tonight's City Council meeting. Using direct, forceful terms, he told the council a police horror story. Rainforth says his fellow officers are in grave danger every time they hit the streets. Rainforth told the council there are not enough officers on patrol, equipment is shoddy, and lives hang in the balance. He's calling for state police intervention.
We need help, and we need you to expel the politics from this police department.
The outcry comes just days after 2 officers were shot and critically wounded in a gun battle. Both officers, David Lemongello and Kenny McGuire, underwent surgery again today. Family members of McGuire say they're fully aware their loved one put his life on the line in a police department with problems.
I just hope that this didn't affect him and, made him hesitate. That's why he's where he is today.
The Orange PD has been under heavy criticism since Officer Joyce Carnegie was killed nearly 2 years ago. 5 Orange officers were convicted in connection with a suspect's death as they investigated Carnegie's killing. With that in mind and the recent shooting, the police director took some heat from some council members demanding immediate change in the department. The first order, staffing, with the director promising more officers on the streets, but pointing out there's only so much that can be done right now.
We can move people around, but once again, there will be, it's the bottom line, it's somewhere something is going to suffer within the services that we provide to the public.
And the director tonight says he's already at work on those changes to get more officers on the streets, but the policemen here tonight say it is simply not enough. They need more officers out there. They need help for this embattled police department, even if it means turning to the New Jersey State Police. We're live in Orange. Rob Hanrahan, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Rob, thank you. When we continue, some angry property tax homeowners, their property taxes nearly double.
Also ahead on Eyewitness News, John Ashcroft on the hot seat. The new president's choice for Attorney General faces some tough questioning.
Plus, doctors fear thousands of people may be carrying the deadly mad cow disease and not even know it.
And they're not the Oscars, but the stars were out tonight to accept some movie awards right here in New York. Eyewitness News will be right back after this.
Hey, you!
Yeah, you! Come on in to
WABC7Online.com. Plan your weekend. Play fun games. Shop and save. Check out entertainment,